Hey guys, it is Bumblebee Beauty. Welcome to the next Single Bee Beauty video. And today, as I have stated in my previous video that I uploaded when I was doing the eyeshadow palette review, I said I was going to be reviewing a new foundation. Today's review is going to be a little bit different than what me and Sarah normally do. It's going to be more of me talking about the pros and cons of this foundation instead of doing a wear test. And the reason I'm not doing a wear test today is because I've already worn this foundation about 5 different times now, so I already know how it wears throughout the day, and I think I just wanted to try something a little bit different than the normal reviewing kind of style we normally do. So today, what I'm going to be reviewing for you guys is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation. It is in the shade Y205, which is the lightest shade in their lineup. They have 40 different shades, which is really nice. That is one of the things that I really appreciated about this foundation, is the fact that it does have the 40 shades. So this is what the Y205 it looks like. It comes in this nice little package box here. The packaging is very nice, you know. It is a plastic bottle, so it's not gonna break, which is nice. Sometimes the glass bottles are really nice and they're luxurious feeling, but when you travel with them, it is fearful that they might break. And especially since I go back and forth from school, from Idaho to California every couple months, you know, getting a glass bottle kind of like just isn't the best for traveling. I'm always afraid it might break, so I try to keep it close with me, but luckily this one is plastic. It has, you know, the plastic cap, nice and solid, and it comes with a pump. And I know that a lot of people hate it when you don't get pump foundations, which, you know, is awful. We love the pump foundations, obviously. So it's very nice that this one has a pump. You know, one pump goes not as long as you would think, actually, not as far as you would think it would go, but I mean, hey. So let's go ahead and just read the description on this foundation. It says that it was created for the very latest high-definition technologies of the film and TV industry. Ultra HD advanced formulas look invisible on 4K camera and to the naked eye. Perfect for the makeup pros and for you. Ultra HD foundation feels like a second skin, but still provides medium coverage, and the light diffusing formula looks natural and makes skin look flawless and feel moisturized. Exclusive 4K complex guarantees invisible, natural, and comfortable makeup. The fluid texture blends in seamlessly and conceals imperfections to unify the skin's texture. Great for all skin types and features a full range of shades to cover all skin tones. And then it tells you that you should shake it before you use it, because it is a liquid, so you know you want to make sure that you shake this bottle before you use it. So I guess the first thing that I want to kind of touch base on here is how it looks on the skin. And obviously I just applied it, and I will be inserting a little clip here in a second. Okay guys, so here you can see that I'm going to go ahead and start using the foundation. I went ahead and showed you what it looked like, which the consistency is quite liquidy, as you all saw. I used one pump for half of my face. So altogether on my entire face, I used 2 pumps, and which is what you can see here. And I went ahead and just used my Tarte brush for the foundation because I find that it works better for better coverage than a beauty blender. And then I used another pump for the other half of my face, as you just saw now. And as you can see, the coverage is quite light with just one pump on each side of the face. So altogether for 2 pumps, it is pretty light coverage. You can still see redness coming through. You can still see my freckles. You can still see imperfections pretty clearly. Hopefully you all were able to see that. I'm going to go ahead now and do half a pump more and add that on areas that I think need a little bit more coverage, just to cover up that redness on the cheek and the chin area, just to see how well it builds, just to see if it builds well, covers up any more redness. I feel like right here, this is considered medium coverage. Before that, I think it was light coverage. So that was just the medium. I prefer to apply it with the brush. You get the most coverage with the brush. If you use a beauty blender, it does look very nice. I love the finish with the beauty blender. However, the beauty blender does take away a lot of the coverage. Like, it takes a lot of the coverage. When I tried to do this foundation with a beauty blender, I ended up using 3 to 4 pumps instead of 2, which is what I normally do. I do about 2.5 pumps. And that's to get more of a more fuller coverage kind of claim, I guess. If you just wanted to do a light coverage, then you could get away with doing the 1 pump on your whole face. But I do 1 pump on one side, 1 pump on another, and that tends to be that medium coverage that they talk about. However, we'll say this. I did try to build this up, and it's buildable. It is definitely buildable. It doesn't look cakey when you build it. It does look very nice on the skin. I would say that it does look very different on the skin in person than it does on the camera, because as they did claim, this is supposed to make you look really great on camera. And so I think this foundation is a little bit harder to truthfully see on camera, because it is meant to look great in pictures. It's meant to look great in videos. It's meant to look great on the camera, you know, and in real life, they did say that it's supposed to look real good in real life as well to the naked eye. But I would say it looks better on camera than it does in person. Especially at the very, very end of the night. This is not a long wearing foundation at all. This is definitely not a long wearing foundation. It doesn't claim to be long wearing. I looked on their site to see like what it claims to do, like how long does it claim to last for, how many hours, and it does not say how long it's meant to last for. So there's no false claims, at least on how long it is supposed to wear for, but I would say you get a good amount of wear time for about, I want to say 6 hours, maybe, if that. I don't think this is a long wearing foundation. Every time I've worn it, it's starting to wear down at the 4-hour mark. By the 6-hour mark, it's kind of time to take it off. So if you're looking for a foundation that is going to be long wearing, like full 12-hour wear, and still look great at the end of the night, this is not that foundation. It's not it. However, here's the thing. I have oily to normal skin. I don't have the oiliest skin on the planet. I'm nowhere near as oily as Thrift Thick, and I'm not as oily as Satayla before she started using Accutane. So I'm nowhere near as oily as some of those beauty YouTubers. I would say that I'm more normal, and then I just lean oily. So, but even with my minimal amount of oils, it broke down. The foundation broke down. I wore it from 7 a.m. So I put my foundation on at 7 a.m. last Sunday, and I wore it until about 7 o'clock. And it did not look good. It was not looking good. It was breaking down all over my forehead. Just, it was separating everywhere on my forehead. It was separating right there. It was separating on my chin. Like, my entire chin area had completely rubbed off, so I just had this red circle on my chin. It was ridiculous. And then it was breaking down, you know, around the sides, and this does settle into lines. So I was, you know, my smile lines were very prominent. I was getting a lot of forehead lines. However, I think it does wear better depending on which type of primers you use, which type of setting spray you use. I've used this with a couple different types of primers now. I find that e.l.f. works pretty okay. Just the mineral infused face primer, it's $6 at Target. I think it works pretty fine for this. If you want to get kind of more luxurious, the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer I think works pretty okay. I tried to use the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. That did not work. That did not work at all. At the 3-hour mark, my foundation was already breaking down with just using this as a primer. So I definitely think this is a foundation you need to use a primer with. I don't think you can wear this alone because it'll just break down really fast and just come off really fast. It does not settle down very well. I also use my Urban Decay setting spray in the All Nighter setting spray right here. I found that this one works pretty good. Overall, I think it depends on your skin type. I want to say I'd recommend this for people with dry skin, but I don't know if this is the foundation that's going to clean to the dry patches. This is something that I think Sarah would also have to review to get a good comparison of oily to dry skin. But as of right now, I think that people with dry skin would probably enjoy this a lot more than people with oily skin. If you have incredibly oily skin, like the YouTubers that I listed earlier, I would not recommend this foundation. It will come off. It will not stay. It's not transfer proof. It's not smudge proof. It will come off. And when you touch your face, it comes off. It is great for pictures. It is amazing for videos, pictures. So if you're looking for a day where you want to take some selfies, you want to go and take some pictures, you want to take a video, you're going out and you're going to be documenting, I'd suggest that this foundation would be a good one. However, for the price, which it is $43, it is retailed at $43. For the price, I don't know if it's really worth the money. I personally like it because of the shade range. This is my most perfect foundation match I've ever found in my 21 years of living. If you are a very pale person like myself, this shade Y205 is pretty amazing. I'm not the palest person on the planet, despite what all of my friends seem to think. I'm definitely nowhere near some people, such as albinos. I'm not that pale, but you know, I am a natural redhead, even though my hair is dyed right now. But I am a natural redhead, and this is the most perfect shade match I've ever found in my life. And I think just because of that fact alone, I would decide, you know, I wanted this. And that's why I got it for Christmas, because I told my friend I actually wanted this foundation, despite knowing that it doesn't wear well. It is a good foundation, I think, for everyday wear if you're going to only be wearing it to school, you know, go to classes and then come home and take it off later. Or if you're going to an event for a couple hours at night, this is a good foundation. This is not a foundation you want to wear for like, oh, I'm getting up to go to work at 7 in the morning and I won't be home until 9 at night. Like, this is not that foundation. So if you're looking for more of a short-term wearing foundation that is not full coverage, this is not full coverage. You will see, because I will be zooming in on my face in the clip that I will be showing you guys. This is not full coverage. I did 2.5 pumps today. I added extra foundation on my chin because my chin does tend to get more oily and it does get pretty red. And I added more on my blemishes as well. It just didn't do the full coverage. It's just not full coverage. It doesn't claim to be full coverage though. That's the thing. So I would say that this does constitute as a medium coverage foundation. You could make it a light coverage foundation with the Beauty Blender if that is, you know, something you'd prefer to do. Overall, I think just solely based on the shades, it's worth it. I would personally have preferred, I prefer the Fenty Beauty foundation over this one. However, this one is a better shade match for me. Fenty Beauty isn't nearly as amazing shade-wise for myself personally. Fenty Beauty still leans a little yellow. This is not yellow. This is perfect. This is amazing. This is my holy grail shade right here. So if you need a reference for where you fall within my shade range, Y205, guys. This is me. Lightest shade ever. Perfect for myself. I will show you some swatches in just a moment of what it looks like compared to some of my other foundations that I own. But at the end of the day, $43 worth? No. No, it's not worth the $43. However, if you are like me and you struggle to find something that is your perfect shade match, it might be worth the $43. I thought it was worth the $43. And I Also think it looks great for videos. It looks great for pictures. In real life, you will notice that if you have oily skin, it breaks down. That's fine. It creases a little bit. Overall, just try it out yourself. Get a sample at Sephora, because they do have the samples at Sephora. Other than that, I think I'm definitely going to see if I can find better primers and better setting sprays that might help to make this last a little bit longer. But I will be using this until the bottle's empty, and if someone else comes out with a better formula, fantastic. If not, well, I am so tired of having foundations not match me perfectly. As you can see, it's just so, it matches. I mean, I'm a little red on my neck right now, but this is my perfect shade match. This is absolutely perfect for me, and I'm just so tired of having foundations not match me perfectly. I want to be able to find that perfect shade, and the fact that I found it in this is enough. This is enough for me to buy it, and that's all I really have to say on this foundation. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what the swatches look like on my arm compared to some of the other foundations that I own, and I will see you guys in just a second. All right, guys, so this is my arm swatches. So the very top one is my Rainforest of the Sea foundation in Porcelain by Tarte. The one below that is the Tarte Amazonian Clay foundation in Fair Beige. The one below that one is the Fenty Beauty foundation in 110 Cool. And then the one below that is the Makeup Forever HD in Y205. So here they are. All right, guys, and we're back. So if you guys like this type of style of review, let me know. I could obviously, I do enjoy doing the first impressions, but I also think it's important to do different types of reviews, especially on foundations that I've been using for a while now. So that way you guys can have a better idea, because sometimes in a first impression, it doesn't give you a full idea of what it's like, because one day it could be really great and the next it could not be very great. And I think it's important to continually use it with different types of primers and setting sprays, so that way you can find out this is really a great foundation or not. So I'll just continue to do these, you know, I'll do half and half, just depending on, you know, what I end up buying and all that. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. This is another pre-recorded video. After this, there will be no more pre-recorded videos. Hopefully, I will be able to post videos often enough once I am up in Heidi-Ho. Okay, guys, so I will just go ahead and see you guys real soon. Have a great night, day, whatever time it is, wherever you are. I will be seeing you guys. Bye.